President Trump bans electronic devices larger than a cell phone from being boarded from several airplanes from several Middle Eastern countries. Now the UK was soon to follow, and with the defeat of Gert Wilders in the Netherlands, is the surge of populism waning. So let's start with Trump's electronics ban. He decides that they're not going to let him go forth with his travel ban the way he wanted to. So now he decides you can't have electronic devices, which I guess is supposed to cut off cell phone bombs or mini bombs that would be on planes. Isn't he just poking them these people in the eye, asking for trouble?
No, I think somehow he's stuck with it coming through with keeping people out of this country that could be a fifth column and a Trojan horse like Germany took in 1.2 million people from the Middle East. I don't think you're going to see too many people from the Middle East coming in. They'll find ways to stop that. This thing with the electric devices and so on, that's just silly.
It just seems like a poke in the ribs for no reason.
For nothing.
Right.
Right.
That's my point.
It's misunderstood. People don't understand it, and it's like you're just talking because you're not doing.
So you have an iPad, and you've got to stow it now versus bringing it on board with you. Like, what really changes?
Nothing. But I'm telling you, it's talk about I'm doing something. I'm restricting the use of electronic devices.
Now, psychologically, don't you think that could work against him? You could have people that said, well, I'm going to do something just despite what he just did.
No, I think what it does, it says is he's
watching you?
He's either he's frustrated because he can't get his idea of keeping people out of here.
Yeah.
Or he's just playing a delay in action until he issues an executive order and does it anyway.
I think it's probably a little bit of both.
Could be.
Okay, so Gert Wilders, which looked like he may have a chance to win in the Netherlands, totally a populist movement, complete borders, language, culture, not strong for immigration, loses. What does that say for the rest of Europe now, and Le Pen in France?
It's totally exaggerated. First, the Netherlands are a little country today. They've always been very peace-loving until they get run over like they did by the Nazis in 1940. The Dutch just want peace at any price. Actually, Gert Wilders got 19 seats in the Dutch parliament against 30 seats for the guy that's the prime minister for the Social Democrats. They actually gained 5 seats, so they didn't run away with it, and they didn't overcome. But when you have 19 seats out of, I don't know, 50 or 60 or whatever it is, there's still enough people in Holland that are very disgusted and upset with the fact that the government has not given them security against the Middle East. So they have a foot in the door. And I don't think the Netherlands have gotten hit as bad as France has.
So you think the French people are going to take it a little bit more serious because they've actually been the recipients of some of these truck runovers and bombs and nightclub shootings have actually happened in France.
think, first of all, I don't think Le Pen will win, but she will do very well. I would say she might win as many as 35% of the vote. And that's a big, for a country that's multi-party, that's a lot.
Is the whole populism movement changing, or do you still see people taking that on, like the Brexit, Trump?
I think populism is something that's happening now because I think the European community, the whole Eurocom and the Eurozone has turned out to be a fraud and a failure. And I think you can't put Poland together with Holland, for instance, or Belgium. And now Germany, which originally brought in a lot of Turks because they lost so many during the Second War, soldiers. Now, really, you're having counter demonstrations in Germany against the Middle Eastern people in the country.
President Trump just met with Angela Merkel. seemed to be a pretty cold, receptive meeting in my mind from what I saw. They tried to make it look better than it was. These are two leaders that are at odds with each other.
Well, sure, because Germany is living strictly on exports. I mean, come on, they export to the United States. It's their number one focus of their exports. So consequently, they know that they're going to cut back. You know, when you're an export country and there's the largest country in the world, the most important, powerful country, suddenly decides they don't want to export like they used to, you're losing a lot of business. And she's not happy about that.
But I think they're at odds over the immigration policy as well. I think that's got both of them kind of rubbed the wrong way towards each other.
I don't think she's worried about Trump as much as she's worried about her own people. Her own people are against her immigration policies.
Absolutely.
Very definitely. That's where she's worried. I don't think it's that big a deal as far as Trump is concerned. Trump isn't doing anything to provoke the German people. The German people are disgusted with the fact that she's already taken in so many people from Syria primarily.
Right. That are now on welfare in Germany.
Oh, absolutely. Not only that, and they're committing acts of criminality.
A lot of crimes, yeah.